Hey guys, today we're going to be watching Houston car chase, July 9th, 2014, abc13, ktrk HD. Let's get into it now. Let's watch it now.
This is 13 Eyewitness News at 6:30.
We want to take you back now to the breaking news that we are following in North Harris County, where 7
I'm going to rewind it one time. And I'm going to rewind it one time. I'm going to rewind it one time. Yeah, I'm gonna rewind it. I will be rewinding it one time once, and that's it.
Investigators are now rushing, we are told, to a second scene. The shooting action.
This is 13 Eyewitness News at 6:30.
We want to take you back now to the breaking news that we are following in North Harris County, where 7 people have been shot. 5 people killed. What you're looking at is a live picture from Sky Eye HD. A manhunt is now underway for the gunman who killed 5 people. Investigators are now rushing, we are told, to a second scene. The shooting actually happened along Leaflet Lane near Cypress Wood. 2 children also airlifted to the hospital in that shooting. We've got a crew on the scene there, but it certainly looks like these investigators are in a rush to get to that second scene if, in fact, they are not following someone. Again, Sky Eye HD is watching all of this happening up in North Harris County.
All right, food stored at the wrong temperature and a rodent prep forming area and desiccated rodent remains on a glue trap. We're going to have breaking news. Get you right back to it. Let's go to Ilona or Eric. Go ahead.
Yeah, Jeff, we wanted to get back to this. This is, in fact, a chase. Again, in North Harris County, it looks like
a chase.
Are actually following this gray car.
It looks like authorities are following that gray Honda Accord. It's a 2002 Honda Accord Special Edition, as well as I'm being told. They're just off at Cypress Wood, off at I-45 there. They were off at I-45, and this chase started at around 6 p.m. this evening.
Cypress Wood, off I-45 in North Harris County. We're told 7 people were shot. 5 of those were dead. Of that, those 2 children were flown to the hospital. At that point, when we got that news, the gunman was still on the loose. And now we've also got Sky Eye HD following what appears to be a chase here. Several cruisers. We've got Don Armstrong in Sky Eye HD. Don, we see several cruisers and this gray sedan is what races in front.
And now they're following that gray sedan, and now they're racing it. They're racing in front of that gray car, so they're going to put out spike strips.
I'm trying to get a location of exactly where
That's an option. Sometimes slow, sometimes fast. And they caught up with this chase, and they pick up the chase off at Cypress Wood, off at I-45, and now they've been chasing that guy for around 15 minutes or so.
With this car here, they had placed spike strips earlier on in this chase,
and they had placed spike strips earlier in this chase. And now they got that. They got the spike strips.
As you can see, but the car has yet to be stopped.
The car has yet.
Erratic speed, sometimes slow,
the car is
fast.
yet to be
On the
stopped.
street up here in northern Harris County, we're just off of I-45 in the Cypress Wood area, as you mentioned. A whole bunch of constable cars are following this car and trying to get it stopped. We do not know if this car, the driver in this car, is involved in this car. But we are going to continue to follow this chase.
And they're going to continue to follow this chase.
And see what happens. We don't know if those spike strips worked or not.
Yeah, Don, we definitely don't know who the person is in this vehicle, how they're
and
associated
they definitely
the shooting
don't
of,
know
7 people,
how this
5
all
but we do
started.
know this person does not want to slow down.
This person does not want to slow down.
Don, you're trying to zoom in to see if that tire is flat or not. That back rear tire.
And that back rear tire.
Too hard to tell, but it
that
looks
right
like
back, left back tire is low and it's flat. That is a 2002 Honda Accord. This is a license. This is the Texas license plate. I think that is not a stolen vehicle. That belongs to that suspect. That belongs to Runley Haskell. And well, they're following this vehicle as well. When you know, they have it out of the scene of that shooting to get there.
I'm sorry, Ilona, I had several people talking to me while you were talking. All I know is that
there are many constable cars, and they're chasing that vehicle. So it's a 5-star chase, five-star chase as well. And as you can see, we know several cars are right behind them. Count how we had to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This great sedan again that police are pursuing immediately after the shooting.
Several police cars, several police cars are right behind that gray Honda Accord. It's a special edition. So anyway, you saw that commercial as Mr. Opportunity just mentioned. When you know there's a car commercial of Honda Accord, or maybe Honda lineups, or as well, you may know. You can know when you are, so to speak, as well. Driving is erratic, running through the red lights. Lots of traffic almost got clipped by a police car. As well, I'm being told. As well, I am being told there's certainly a lot of smoke coming out of that back tire.
Hard to tell.
There's going to be sparks here shortly. The tire is smoking. They did see them try to throw out some spike strips. That left rear tire, and they're trying to keep an eye on.
I think you're right, Alona. I think that. Go ahead, Don.
Alona, we are
turning right onto Kirkendall. Just turning off at Kirkendall. Turning right and into this subdivision. Left rear tire is so flat. It won't be too long. The car will be yet disabled.
Back now just to see exactly when the car is going to come to a stop.
When the car is going to come to a stop. When the car is going to come to a stop. And now the tire just flew off. When the car is going to come to a stop as well. Smokes are coming from that left rear tire.
The sedan continues to kind of just zigzag
rear tire
into this neighborhood.
Again, several patrol cars are in pursuit of that vehicle. Now we are just noted that back tires. It's that is a black smoke, or he could be on the rim. Look like a tire, and they have an active dialogue as well, and pulls into the cul-de-sac. And again, this chase has been going on for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so, and they've seen the driver going out slow, sometimes fast or slow. And as well, I'm being mentioned, as I'm being told as well, and as you can see, it's going on again for the last 10 or 15 minutes now. Again, it has been going on for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so. And they were chasing him earlier on for the last 10 or 15 minutes or so, and they seen a driver going out slow, sometimes fast, and they were chasing that vehicle for the last 10 minutes or so. Hopefully peacefully here, and at some point. It's been going on for the past several minutes or so. 18 police cruisers as well.
In our field of vision,
in our field of vision, we don't know exactly how it is going to end. This is like a 6-hour chase, I think, as well. And maybe that behind that cul-de-sac, very nice neighborhood.
Everyone has gotten the word when they see that.
Everyone has gotten the word. They see many of police cruisers.
So far, the person driving
this person driving that vehicle has stayed inside of that car. They have a whole contingent of officers shielding themselves. And this is all the aftermath of in North Harris County off at I-45. Cypress Wood, where 5 people were killed, two others children flown to the hospital, children flown to the hospital at this point, and they were earlier. I would show you that anything. Well, you can see the investigators are still out there.
Somehow they were able to pinpoint that gray
They were able to pinpoint that gray sedan Honda Accord Special Edition. Like they make cars, but we gotta concentrate on the police chase video.
Not reaching incredibly high speeds, but that driver did not stop for
the driver did not stop for any red lights.
Certainly not for spike strips that ended up catching the back left tire of
catching
that vehicle. We saw the car end up on its rim as we
catching
take
the
it out
back
here back
left
to this
tire, and there is a neighborhood, and as well they have an active dialog. They have an active dialogue as well. They've got at least 20 police cruisers, and that is the vehicle. And that is a gray sedan that the police were chasing for about 15-20 minutes or so. For the past, again, that is the vehicle that the police were chasing for about 15 to 20 minutes or so. Chase started right around 6 p.m. Just before the shots were fired. They had an active dialogue. Again, it's been going on for the past 15-20 minutes or so since the chase started as well. It started again at around 6 p.m. Just before the newscast started, they started with this chase and they stayed on it the entire time. The car was almost clipped by a police cruiser. No shots have been fired. No shots have been fired. Shots were not fired. No shots were fired. The car has just stopped. Any kind of verbal communication between the police and the suspect inside the car. Everybody is in a defensive position. If they have guns drawn, if they have their guns drawn, they're gonna end it peacefully before this scene comes to an end. Yeah, huge. All of the manpower, firepower, they're handling this.
Calm situation. Again, those vehicle speeds never reached high speeds.
Those vehicle speeds never reached high speeds.
As this person exited off of the Kirkendall area.
They were exited off at Kirkendall.
We saw deputies stay quite a ways back. When they did pass, they simply got in front of the vehicle to get those spike strips out.
They simply got in front of the vehicle to get those spike strips.
One police cruiser did clip the back of the vehicle. Again, the back tire was blown out, and then the person ended up driving into this cul-de-sac. Officers keeping their distance there. Again, they have a police
dog.
About
it. I had to spit it out.
Just in case they end up needing a canine unit, but as you can see, they're
I'm okay, so I'm back now. Using a lot of patience. You can imagine the fear the cul-de-sac might be feeling right now, unfolding live after this chase ended, as well as peaceful and communications. They didn't do a pit maneuver. They got the spike strips. We have not been seen able to of the type of movement. As you can see, the car is now disabled, can't get away. They were on I-45. They were off at I-45 North Loop. At least 5 people, 2 other people injured, enough to be life-flighted to an area hospital.
The shooting initially happened.
The shooting initially happened at actually 7-Eleven Leaflet Lane, Spring area. This started right around 6 p.m., 6 o'clock p.m. this evening.
5 people dead. And then the word came
5 people were shot. The suspect
was on the run. After that, we picked
the
up
suspect
this
from the shooting, so to speak. The suspect from the shooting, so to speak, as well. That silver sedan describing that is Ronley Haskell.
We did see some erratic driving.
They did some erratic driving. They drove along until it came to an end in this neighborhood. It's been going on for the past several minutes.
Of a neighborhood.
Been going on for the past several minutes.
Maybe just a few miles, and we saw that chase ensue.
The chase ensued. At this point, no movement from that sedan.
We have live pictures from Sky
They have live pictures from that Sky Eye HD. It's almost not a dog. Dozens of police officers, and all behind that vehicle. They were in front of that vehicle to place spike strips earlier in this chase. Earlier on, I should say. Excuse me. As well.
To the doors of some of these houses. Dawn, we've been over this for a couple of minutes now, and
if you see that car, stay inside your doors. If you're about to walk out of that area, don't. Stay inside the doors. Keep everybody and your children and your siblings safe. Go door to door behind the scene as well. As they said, stay indoors. Don't go outdoors. You get shot if you go out. If you go outdoors, you'll be shot. Stay inside. Not inside. Stay inside. Protect your children. Stay inside. Stay inside. Protect your children. Protect your children. Protect your children, or your siblings, or your parents, or stay inside of the house. Keep everybody safe. Get away. Don't involve with that scene. If you're involved, do not get involved of that scene. Never post a picture on social media. Hashtag Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Wait. When you're 18 years old, you're not a minor anymore. You can do whatever you want. But if you know this is arm of that driver, not to say that must be somebody else in the car. If they were a person to guess, they would say that is a driver. They have been maneuvering some of the police cars, putting the engine between the police and the driver of that car. I think that is a defensive defensive move.
If this person is in fact connected
to the shooting as well. I'm going to let you listen there for a moment. Let's listen now.
Very erratically, so obviously in a situation like this, they are not going to take any chances. And as we've been saying, with a huge contingent of people and what looks to be a rather controlled situation at this point, they'll be as patient as they need to be, and they will take all the time that they need to take. If they need to get any sort of negotiators out there on the scene, we saw them arrive with a police dog, and they're just not taking any action until they absolutely need to.
Yeah, and you're right, Alona. They do essentially, for the most part, have this scene under control. If someone was to come out and try to flee from that vehicle, they do have that canine they can send to pursue the person in that vehicle. And at this point, as Don has noted as well, several officers maneuvering their vehicles to also give them some protection if for any reason bullets do begin to fly in this situation. But at this point, the person in that sedan has not decided to make any communication yet with officers as they continue to try to surround this vehicle and keep him or she locked into this cul-de-sac.
Now, you can see the video from the chase a little while ago. We do want to mention that as soon as we got word that there had been this shooting in the Spring area of 7 people, 5 of them deceased and 2 children taken by life flight, we immediately had ground crews headed there to that scene. We also have ground crews headed to this neighborhood scene, but obviously we're not going to be hearing from them as they're going to be kept back quite a ways. But we're going to continue to update everyone on this story all throughout the evening on our website online at abc13.com. Also follow us on Twitter, and you can download our news app to get all of the latest information, especially for folks who are actually close to the area, because we'll be keeping you up to date.
That's right. So we will stay on this story, and obviously the ending here at some point we'll have for you, as noted already, either online through our news app and certainly on Eyewitness News at 10 o'clock tonight, as we seem to be at a stalemate here after a chase and a cornering, so to speak, in this cul-de-sac here after a shooting that left 5 people dead and 2 children flown to a hospital.
Again, this all starting at 711 Leaflet Lane, where the actual shooting took place. This chase going on for 10 to 15 minutes, and then ending here in this neighborhood just off of Kirkendale. Again, we will be keeping an eye on this one throughout the evening, and of course, we'll have the latest coming up for you at 10 o'clock.
Thank you for being with us. We'll see you tonight at 10.
The switch has turned on a new day. Our region of 1.5 million families and businesses has been reliably and safely powered by SMUD for over 70 years. As your community-owned, not-for-profit electric service, we are leading the way to deliver sustainable energy solutions. And we're taking great steps to help our community prepare for and thrive in tomorrow's energy world. Day and night, we're always on, powering forward together.
When I work on these sacred geometry stones, they take me a couple of days to paint, and the reason why is, first, with this big plumpy dot, I let it dry before I even attempt this first row, because these dots are so tiny, and I have to try to get my spacing as close to perfect as possible, because the whole pattern builds off of those first couple of rows. Then, once I get to the sides, I have to wait for all those dots on top to be dry so that I can hold it, so I can position the stone to place these dots on the bottom, and then once all the dots are dry, I can go in and add these teeny tiny
I'm back.
dots.
Was just pooping. I'm gonna look at Ron Lee Haskell. So I'm gonna be able to watch that one, so we're gonna be able to watch that, so let's listen now.
Ronald Lee Haskell was taken into custody late Wednesday after what authorities call a dark day in the town of Spring, Texas, near Houston. He was officially charged early Thursday morning
with capital murder because of the multiple counts of homicide in this location.
This location is a home in an upscale neighborhood in Spring where Haskell is believed to have shown up Wednesday afternoon, tied up 5 children and 2 adults inside, then shot each in the head. A 15-year-old girl survived, though, called police, and identified the shooter as her ex-uncle.
Injured person identified the shooter. We were able to go to the location that he planned to shoot at next.
Police, captured on a neighbor's cell phone video, got to that next location first, and after a chase through the neighborhood, cornered the suspect in a cul-de-sac.
I guess he was looking for a way out of the neighborhood or something, and he went straight for that cul-de-sac. I guess he didn't know it was a cul-de-sac, and I just saw all the cops zoom by and just trap him in there.
At one point, lawmen used armored vehicles to sandwich his car. The standoff lasted more than 3 hours until Haskell came out, arms up, without resistance, but also without saying why all this happened. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
We're going to get to that deadly shooting. 6 people killed. The suspect in custody after that long standoff. ABC's Ryan Owens is in the Houston suburb of Spring, Texas, with the very latest. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning to you, Robin. Behind me is the home where this happened. 7 people here shot, 5 of them children, 1 just a 4-year-old boy. And what happened after the gunman left this house? Well, things got even more dramatic.
And they were close to 30 minutes.
A dinner-time car chase through the crowded streets of suburban Houston that ends in a standoff with a gunman in a cul-de-sac dotted with huge houses. Frightened families forced out of their homes for nearly 4 hours.
They were forced out of their homes
started
for
at 6
nearly 4
p.m.
hours.
Detectives say 34-year-old Ron Lee Haskell opened
34-year-old
fire in the town of Spring, north of Houston.
Oh my God!
He shot 5 children plus 2 adult family members who were looking after them. A violent end to a domestic dispute he was allegedly having with his estranged wife who lives out of state. Only one victim would survive, a 15-year-old girl. Police say she called 911 despite being shot in the head and told them the gunman was on the move.
The car has yet to be stopped.
She probably prevented more bloodshed. At 6:17, police catch up with Haskell in this silver car after chasing him for 4 miles before throwing down a spike strip.
The left rear tire is flat on the car.
His tire's blown. Snipers corner him in that cul-de-sac.
It's just a terrible thing. I don't know what could have happened.
At 8 p.m., police bring in one armored vehicle and then another, sandwiching Haskell's car for nearly 2 hours.
He held a gun to his head. So he does have an active dialogue that we now have turned over to the hostage negotiation team.
Then the dramatic conclusion, just before 10. Haskell gets out of his car, hands over his head, and police swoop in to finally end it. This morning, the gunman is in jail. The charges against him will be read in court. He will face charges of capital murder.
So anyway, thanks for watching. I will upload a video. Check out this video, pops up here. So I'll see you guys in the next video later on. So right now I have to rest. So I'll see you back here later on tonight. So bye guys.
We are seeing for ourselves how a high